You lose weight for the first week and a little more in week 2, and then week 3 hits and everything stops. Your calories didn't change, your steps didn't change, your discipline didn't change, but your body just freezes. And suddenly the scale won't move. Your clothes stop changing and you start wondering, what is wrong with me? Why does this always happen? Today I'm going to show you the hidden genetic reason why women plateau at the same exact time on every single diet, and why it has nothing to do with willpower, calories, or effort, but it's your biology. And once you understand it, you'll never fear a plateau again. Here's what I hear all the time. Every time I start a diet, Dr. Phyllis, I lose a little, then week 3 hits, and then nothing. Well, until they follow our program. But women tell me all the time that they followed programs perfectly, cutting out calories, working out more, and the plateau just gets worse. Or they feel like their body is fighting them the moment they start trying. If this is you, you're not broken. This pattern, losing for 10 to 21 days, then stalling, is predictable, because behind the plateau are 3 biological switches your genes control. And unless those switches turn back on, nothing you do will move the scale. Every diet looks like this because at week 3, your metabolism adjusts. But here's the part that no one talks about. Some women genetically adapt faster and stronger than others. If you have certain gene variants, your metabolism downshifts even the smallest calorie change. For other women, this drop barely happens. And this is why your friend can slash calories and lose 20 pounds, and you cut out bread and gain water weight. Let's break down the 3 genetic reasons for this plateau. Reason number 1, thyroid conversion genetics. Most people think thyroid health is about TSH, but it's not. Weight loss depends on your ability to convert T4, the storage form, into T3, your active calorie burning thyroid hormone. 2 genes control this conversion, DIO1 and DIO2. If you carry slower conversion variants, here's what happens. You start a diet, your calories drop, your body panics. And instead of converting T4 to T3, your conversion slows even more. Low T3 means a lower metabolic rate, slower fat burning, more fatigue, plateau after plateau. And so your sister's body might drop calories and ramp up fat burning, but then your body drops calories and suppresses T3 to protect you. This is why you plateau even when you're doing everything right. It all comes through those genetics. Reason number 2, COM2 to cortisol clearance. Now let's talk about cortisol, because this is the silent plateau maker. Cortisol isn't just a stress hormone, it directly slows thyroid conversion and increases belly fat storage. And here's where genetics comes in. COMT is the gene that clears cortisol. If you have the slow COM variant, any calorie deficit increases cortisol, but your body can't clear that elevated cortisol quickly, so that cortisol stays elevated for hours. And this slows your T3 levels, because thyroid hormones and cortisol levels are closely related. And this causes your metabolism to power down even more. This is why fasting can make some women gain weight. Cutting carbs triggers exhaustion, work stress, and dieting will cause instant plateau. Cardio will make belly fat worse. And this is why your cortisol stays elevated long after you stop stressing, because your genetics clear it slowly. Reason number 3 has to do with inflammation and water weight masquerading as a plateau. Here's a hidden trap. Most women think a plateau is fat not moving, but 60% of the time, it's inflammation and water masking fat loss. Women with certain inflammation genetics retain more water during calorie deficits. They get more bloated when cortisol rises. They hold more fluid when gut stress increases, and they show less movement on the scale despite fat loss. So you can actually be losing fat, but inflammation is holding water in your body like a sponge. You're doing everything right, and the scale just isn't showing it. So how to know if your plateau is genetic? You want to look for these signs. 1, you always stall at the same exact time on every diet. That's a genetic adaptation pattern. 2, you get colder, more tired, or foggy when dieting. That's low T3. 3, stress makes you plateau. That could be slow COMT. 4, the scale goes up after workouts or cardio. That's likely cortisol and inflammation. 5, you gain weight the second you eat normally. The body is protecting itself because T3 is still suppressed. This isn't failure, this is biology. The fix. How to break a genetic plateau. This is where everything changes. If your plateau is genetic, you do not fix it by cutting calories and introducing more restriction, or by doing more cardio, or by fasting longer, or by eating less carbs or just going harder or trying to be more disciplined. That makes the plateau worse. You actually fix it by supporting the switches your genetics are controlling. So you want to support T4 to T3 conversion by doing things like making sure you're having adequate selenium, zinc, optimal protein, and you want to make sure that you're avoiding aggressive calorie drops. You also want to reduce your cortisol load. You want to stop fasting, add morning protein, and replace cardio with strength and walking. Magnesium threonate before bed, lower your inflammation and water retention by making sure that you're eating an anti-inflammatory diet, lower your histamine meals if you have histamine intolerance genes, and making sure that you're supporting your detox pathways if you have detox gene issues. When you change your strategy, the plateau breaks automatically. Most women think that they plateau because they just didn't try hard enough. But the real reason is that your genetic metabolic switches shut down after week 3, especially your thyroid conversion, cortisol clearance, and inflammation response. So if you want to understand which switches your body is using, I created a genetic readiness training that walks you through our proprietary genetic avatars and helps you understand which patterns may be driving your weight loss resistance. The link is in the description. I'm Dr. Phyllis. When you understand your genetics, plateaus stop feeling mysterious and start becoming predictable, preventable, and completely reversible. Make sure to subscribe for more.